All right, it is Weekend Deal, your favorite weekend show, coming to you from the network service of the NTA. We are still celebrating the Nigerian woman, and of course, we don't do celebration without music. Hope you know that. On this show, we like to pump it up, and to help us pump it up and bring on the fire is no other but the amazing Salakor. He is here in the studio. Hello, Salakor. Patience, patience.
Hi, how are you? Welcome.
Okay, so we're going to see his profile. He's here, we'll see his profile and get the show started. Let's see his profile.
Well.
Welcome.
Welcome to Weekend Deal. That's the Afro Jazz Virtuoso. Nice one.
Let's go.
No man, no cry.
Oh, God, come on.
Whoa, no woman, no cry. Do da be da. Patience, listen. I remember when we used to sit, yeah, in a government yard and trench down. And your G will make the fire light. Love would burn it through the night. And we will make carnival parade, of which I'll share with you. And my feet is my only carriage. So I've got to push on through. But while I'm gone, you say, everything's gonna be alright. 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 Say, whoa, yo. Whoa, yo. Whoa, yo. No woman, no cry. Ooh, little darling, don't cry no more. No woman, no cry. One more time. Do do dee do. Oh, little sister, don't shed no tears.
That's right, baby.
No woman, no cry.
Salakor, Salakor in the building. Bring it
Salakor,
down.
baby. You got us. Nigeria's got your back, baby. That was amazing.
Salakor, baby. But
That was
Salakor,
amazing.
I always thought about that song. It's one of our legendary songs by Bob Marley. Timeless. What does it actually mean that women were the? I've always tried to understand it from a perspective. So talk about that song.
That song, what Bob was trying to tell us is that woman is going to be all right.
Okay.
Don't cry.
Oh, don't cry.
Don't cry. No,
Okay.
he says, okay, no woman, no cry. Like pidgin, broken English.
Okay,
no cry,
no,
woman, no cry, no cry. It's
Stand
going to be
tall.
all right.
Okay.
Yes,
Stand
yes.
tall.
Some people would think that it means that it's women.
Without
we
woman,
cry
there's no
because
cry. No, that's
Because they
not
are women.
that's
No.
not what he's
That's
saying.
why they say everything's gonna be
Everything's
all
gonna
right.
be all right.
Hey.
Little sister, no shed, no tear. Everything's gonna be all right.
Everything. Amazing. What an amazing way to open up the show today. As if Nigerian women didn't already know who they are and how they stand.
Oh, yeah.
That peculiar Nigerian woman, well, Salako has celebrated you today in the most amazing and genuine way. And we say, well done. And it truly is going to be all right, especially if you stay with us on the show from start to finish. A group of our friends, members of the NTA family, went out on Friday to spend some time at NTA Art Gallery, you know, from creative to creative, especially as she was celebrating the Nigerian woman in her peculiar way. What a way. Well, I know Uma was there, Magdalene was there, Gloria was there, and the woman that sits at the helm of affairs at Programme's family did say she will be there. Let's see what they put together.
The Female Artists Association of Nigeria, FEAAN, recently held their annual International Women's Day art exhibition at Nike's Art Gallery in Lugbe, Abuja. These amazing expressions of talent featured various female artists and their creative artworks in honor of the International Women's Day.
She's trying to couch her niche through life. So she's trying to identify herself before the society comes with its backlash and overwhelming demands. So the title of this work is called Identity.
We're built differently, and the painting says it all. There's fire, burning fire, and there's water or ice or liquid, you can call it. So the difference, and yet coming together and form synergy.
This was inspired by Maasai young ladies that are graduating to become women. I love their costume, especially their beads. It's titled Indigenous, so I use it to showcase different types of cultures and traditions of Africa.
Ulukulububa, that's what I called it. It means butterfly, but Ulukulububa means butterfly in Igbo. What I inspired it is the strength a woman carries. I had that in mind. I had in mind also to pay homage to African tradition through this woman that has plaits on her head. The plaits, shows the intricacies of the hairstyle. And then, this portrays grace as well, the strength a woman, African woman carries, the mystic. Then the butterflies symbolizes spiritualism, fruitfulness.
Many artists spoke about their work to give a deeper understanding on the creation of their art pieces. The FEAAN, which was started in 2001, gave female artists in Nigeria a safe space to explore their creativity without prejudice.
With Hisham, he's a complex personality of someone I know. So in the first painting, the one at the down part, it's a poppy flower. It has several colors. It has blue, which is for creativity, dreams, and mystery. The red and the black is for death. When the soldiers pass away, they have fields of poppy flowers to show them, to give them that respect for them honoring their country. So in this particular painting, there was a twist in all that I put all those colors in one because it's showing the complexity of his character and mine.
The idea in this work is to show the abduction itself, the forlorn faces of those who were eventually released, and then the potential that these girls would have had or would have attained at this moment. And then the whole idea behind the dry tree and the birds is to express the stunted growth and the freedom that they have lost while in captivity.
The name of the artwork is Enough to Go Round. I've been a kind of person that has been bothered about how greedy we are as a people. Like, we compete rather than collaborate. We're always about ourselves.
This has given rise to an influx of brilliant female artists of all ages around Nigeria to display their work. Throughout the years, NTA has given unwavering support to women in arts, and for this, the Female Artists Association of Nigeria, FEAAN, has honored NTA with the award for outstanding institutional support for women in arts.
Congratulations to Nigerian television. Very nice. Thank you very much for this award. NTA is always committed to amplifying the arts, especially female artists. And now that we celebrate International Women's Day, it's a great time to accept this award on behalf of our DG and all of the female staff of NTA. Thank you.
This award was accepted gracefully by our Executive Director of Programs at NTA, Tari Taylor, who not only showed immense support the entire event, but supported an NTA staff, Umar Mohammed, who also, a brilliant artist, exhibited her work.
NTA winning this award is very well deserved. We are grateful for the recognition, and we will continue to do more to amplify these voices, these well-deserved voices in the art community that need to be amplified.
The title of this work is called The Golden Birth. Like, this is an abstract piece. I didn't make it into a realism, but the golden birth is not actually because of the golden glitters. It's because of these colors that we have here. And do you know what these colors represent? These are the exact color wheel of an immunization chart. Because if you don't have the creativity, even if you have all these avenues that I mentioned, you will not be able to perform and produce anything that will be enticing to your viewers.
NTA is very grateful to be a part of the wonderful exhibition and hopes to be a part of future exhibitions for the advancement of the female artist movement in Nigeria.
See, there's no time to be a prouder Nigerian NTA woman than now. I mean, that was my elegant EDP, Tari Taylor, representing the Director General of NTA at the exhibition. And one thing is, when women gather for anything at all, be it creativity, be it business, they take it to another level. Do you see the depth and the emotional levels of those paintings? I mean, they looked simple, but when the artists began to describe them, they took us to another level. And that one thing again, NTA, we keep receiving awards after awards. We might not be scrolling it round Best TV Station of the Year, but trust me, the accolades, the awards are coming in. And I say congratulations to us as NTA. Now, the Nigerian woman has been described in so many beautiful and pleasant adjectives. She is warm, she is caring, she is spicy, she is a fashionista, and so many more. What exactly stands the Nigerian woman out? What are the peculiarities? Our backgrounder by Francis Ogbe will tell us more. Stay with us.
Motherhood has always been central to the identity of Nigerian women, but the expectations and responsibilities of mothers have evolved over the years.
In those days, traditionally, the mother is only known for domestic and traditional roles, taking care of the home front, agricultural support for the husband, and then taking care of the children. The mother then has no voice. She's never heard. But presently, in the era that we are, today there is increase in education. Today there is a movement from the rural area to the urban cities. Why? For a better life, for a better living. Today, the mother shares responsibility with the husband.
As modernization sweeps across Nigeria, some cultural traditions should be preserved and passed down from mothers to daughters to maintain a strong sense of identity.
The generation we find ourselves now, even as mothers, we have not really hold on to such values that were like inheritance to us from our mothers. And then our food. You can see, even mothers now, because of civilization and education, we go on this fast food, junks. We go to eateries and feel fast, you know. We don't have time. There's no patience to really sit down and say, let me make this food that we used to make. You see a young lady, she will dress with just a brassiere stripe kind of hand. We call it spaghetti. Maybe wear trouser or wear just a short, and she's going out. And ask her, she will be going to a very important place. Look at it. Where is that moral value of dress sense in us?
While Nigerian women face many external challenges, they sometimes contribute to each other's struggles in subtle and overt ways.
These days, women see themselves as competitors. Instead of you appreciating what is good in the other woman, and her appreciating yours too, and bringing it together to get a result, we pull each other down. We gossip, we castigate, we blackmail, we say things that are not supposed to be said. Why? All because you are not the one that is at that place. So why should the other person be there? So I think we should have a rethink. We should look inward. We should be our sisters and brothers' keeper.
To change this narrative, Nigerian women must be intentional about uplifting one another.
Women should learn to develop themselves. Women should love to appreciate themselves. Women should learn to communicate. It's only when we talk with ourselves we'll be able to get results.
One of the most effective ways Nigerian women can strengthen each other is through mentorship. The importance of women guiding and uplifting one another cannot be overstated.
Whether you are a Muslim, whether you are a Christian, as a mother, as a woman that have experience, there are women down there that you can bring up. And then in our workplace, we can mentor. What is killing us in mentorship is this gossip syndrome. I have a problem I want to share with you, but I don't know who you are. Instead of you helping me out, mentoring me to really gain what I want to gain, I become a topic of discussion. So you see, it has made a lot of people to withdraw, that even if they are dying, they don't want to share their problems. Mentorship is key.
The Nigerian woman is unique in her resilience, strength, and ability to balance tradition with modernity. Therefore, our focus on Weekend Deal today will be on the peculiarities of the Nigerian woman.
I was reading somewhere recently that women hold up half the sky. Of course, you know it's a figurative expression. It means that there's hardly anything that surmounts and succeeds that the woman is not a part of. So imagine if we were to gather and utilize our strength to celebrate each other. One, lift one, carry one, move with one, we will go the distance and beyond. Still talking about this amazing group of people, the woman. We're going to Kano now, and there's talk about mothers. Okay, we birth children, but beyond that, what are the other amazing qualities that stand mothers out everywhere they are, especially in Nigeria? Kano will take it from here.
Mother, the most formative influence on and plays an integral role in child's upbringing. She gives care and applies necessary discipline on the child as he ventures into future.
Mother is the one that feeds the child, provide him with basic necessity needs, teaches him how to dress, how to speak, how to interrelate with other people in the family, in the society, and even community at large.
A child that receives proper home training often grows up to become more productive. He behaves well and becomes so much endearing to the people. That child will in the future impact positively to the development of not only the family, but the society in general.
If a child has a great impact of his mother in terms of socialization, he will be fully engaged in the community activities. Wherever people are doing things, he will go along with them, he participates in it fully.
Today, it isn't easy, however, to train and imbue the right forms of character and attitude into a child as he grows up through all the development stages into adulthood.
A mother should always set an example to their children, in such a way that the children should play a role of emotional intelligence. They should have feelings of respecting elders. They should obey rules and regulations as set by their mothers.
When you conceive a child, when the child is growing in the uterus, the child moves. When it moves and you tap him, the child becomes stable. That is how the training starts. And when you give birth to the child, and the child is doing some things by crawling, wanted to touch something very bad, you say, "Kai, leave it." It is also a training. And whatever the child does, your knowledge or your attention is always on that child.
It is the duty of the mother or the parent. Whenever the child starts interaction with others, you have to make sure that you know what the child is doing outside. Any character that you doesn't understand it, now you have to even separate your child with that interaction.
However, a mother, more than any other person, becomes so much dejected and feel much frustrated when her child becomes a wayward in character and a nuisance in the society.
There was a mother who was left with huge amount of money, and her husband was there, was alive, but due to that absence of motherly attachment, absence of motherly training, most of her children became deviant in the society because they were being spoiled, because they have money, they are very rich, the children have everything, but they lack motherly training, motherly attachment, motherly care. So at the end of the day, they end up without being good to the society. They become prodigal, they become nuisance to the society.
There is no doubt a child raised up in a decent and disciplined family tends to become a hero in future and a relevant team player, and the mother becomes the captain who, in the end, lifts off the trophy on behalf of the team, that is, the family.
Mothers will continue to remain important. Thank you so much, NTA Kano. It is time for us to get the conversation started, and we are blessed again today with two beautiful, regal-looking women. It is my honor to introduce the first woman. She is an Ace TV producer, a woman who is breaking grounds in the entertainment industry. She is the producer of 40 and Fabulous. What that show does is that it allows us women to embrace our ages and be elegant at doing that. She's also the CEO, Mothers of Models. Let's meet Jolly Nena Abani. Her profile is next. You're welcome to Weekend Deal.
And you know, you are a family member.
Yes.
Because this is not your first surgeon with us. But today is so, today is bringing us together in a very special way. Because we're celebrating what you do, what other hard-working women out there are doing. And we'll do it together. Of course, with your comments and experiences being shared via our iPad. You know now. Well, another special woman is here. So amazing. She's been doing, loving, innovating and breaking grounds for women at all levels of all ages for quite a bit. In fact, it goes back to her secondary school days. Let's meet, greet and make welcome Dr. Olajumoke Adeniyi. She's a facilitator of knowledge at University of Abuja, but she's also head of operations, Hassan Foundation, and a gender advocate. Her profile, we'll see it first, and then we get to meet her. You're welcome to Weekend Deal.
Welcome to Weekend Deal.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, I just like how women, we can be everything, so many things at the same time. We are the mothers, we are...
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Just explain. What I say woman is...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's
right.
who we are. And you're welcome to Weekend Deal.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll start with you, Dr. Jumoke. Most times we women cry that we are being objectified in the society. Why? Because I know you're a gender advocate. That's why I'm throwing that at you. Why is that, and what can we do to actually stop this, being objectified as women?
Thank you very much for having me also. I think being a woman is a privilege. It's a rare gift. And you do not... This is something that has always been from time immemorial. We have a very key role, number one, in making sure that a child comes into this world. And we are not each other's enemy whenever we talk about, because I like to come also from the faith perspective. We have a common enemy who likes to also make the woman feel threatened, because there's so much inside of you to birth. When you give a woman a seed, she multiplies it. You give a woman a sperm, she gives you a baby. When you give a woman money, she's going to make you a beautiful and a good home. You give her money, it's not the money that you get in your plate, you get a very good pot of soup.
Yes.
So there's this ability for a woman to multiply, and when there is something special about you, it is normal to have, maybe some people feel, oh, it's normal to draw up some sort of envy. Let me say, so to say. And this is not to say that the men are envious, no. We have men, we have real men, we have he for she's.
Yes.
I've come in contact with a great number of them. Let me say our very president is one of them.
Okay.
Our very His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's a he for she. You see somebody who allowed his wife to stay in about role for several years as a senator. And this is something that I believe every man out there should copy, should inculcate. We also have men. I mean, there were people that allowed us to come here for this show this morning.
Absolutely.
Those are fantastic men. So we should not always let the society make us feel objectified. No. Whatever it is that we're getting, it's not because you are a woman. It is because you can do it.
Yes.
And there is something inside of you. There's that ability. We should not allow them feel, oh, we're trying to be an imposter. No, there's nothing like imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is actually fake. It doesn't really exist. So we should not allow them make us feel that we're less of what we have. Instead, go to that table knowing that because you're a woman, doors will be open to you because you're special. Number one, your appearance. You do not look like the common, straight figure of the man. There is something about the woman that you need to harness your potentials. You have the capacity to get people automatically even mesmerized. I'm not saying using it as a tool negatively, but there is a place, there is this subtleness that comes when you see a woman step up automatically. Use that as your own strength. Don't look at, oh, they're going to threaten me. That should not be your own at the back of your mind, but you should come there saying, okay, I've got something to offer. I'm capable. I can do this. I'm stronger than I know. I'm powerful than I think. I can do whatever it is that I make up my mind to do. When we have the I can mindset, then we'll stop looking at whatever it is. There will always be obstacle. There will always be, if you try to make a movement, of course, there will definitely be something trying to, force is always going to be there when you try to move uphill. So whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, you'll definitely face the obstacles. But what matters is what do you do with it? Your own extra gift, with your own touch, that feminism touch that makes it stand out. There's a way a woman will come into your office and, when a female CEO sits in her office and a male CEO, there's always a feminist touch.
Yeah.
It makes it different. There's that softness, there's that aura, there's just that thing that the men may not, they can't do without it.
There is that thing that makes us women.
Yeah.
That's why we are women.
That's why we are women. Their mothers,
there's a reason
wives,
why.
they're in love with us.
There's a reason why a rib was taken from the man.
Exactly.
God himself did it. He knew there was a necessity for people like us to be there. Not just at homes or in the kitchen, in the workplace, supporting the man even on the farm, in the market, everywhere. We have our role with your help. If you help us, maneuver, we'll be able to provide more clarity for the millions of women who are watching us today. So we thank you so much for that powerful open. I was just watching you. Celebrate who you are and don't go in with a negative mindset. I think that's a very good opening. Okay, so with that positive mindset, let me come meet my family member. CEO par excellence.
Yes, the queen herself.
You know that when some women, why they keep changing their age, changing the numbers, perhaps they feel that, oh, you know, and the age will tell, it shows. So, you know, you see somebody who looks 65, tells you she's 40, 48, 50, you know, you wonder. That already for me is a red flag. Because anybody who is pushing something backward, that should be coming forward with dignity and pride, tells me there's a complex somewhere. It could be superiority or inferiority. I don't know how these people that have knowledge will define it, but I think we should own who we are.
Exactly.
But the reason why we're gathered here today is those peculiar things that women are known for, that perhaps we're pushing to the background and we ought to bring to the fore. Because like you said proudly, we are women. Those days of tying something down is gone. Let it come up. Yes. Wear clothes that accentuate and celebrate and highlight, just like you're doing. Two women so differently garmented, but so elegant.
So elegant,
in
royal.
Your individual ways. And see how we welcomed you both with joy. And because of this show, this Salako guy, what he has planned for you guys today. But let me just ask this one question, so that I just can hear that your voice deep. A woman is 40 sometimes. Some insecurities crop up. But teach us, tell us, share how to celebrate the amazingness of getting that 4 in front of your number and climbing upwards and owning all those numbers with pride and dignity.
All right, let me share this. When I started with the 40 and Fabulous reality TV show, I called a few friends. I know we're all 40 plus. And one of my friends said, Nena, no. If they know that I'm 40 now, nobody will come to marry me. I'm not married, please. I will not join. I said, please come. I want women to understand that age is actually a privilege that is denied to many.
Yes.
A lot of people want to be 40, 50, 60. They didn't get it. And they will pass on. My friend Anne, the president of Abuja Jazz Club, a giant, a lioness, just passed on just like that, with all that strength and everything. So age is a privilege that is denied to so many. So when you have it, enjoy it, be proud of it, say it, you're welcome to 40 and Fabulous. So the season 1, nobody want to come on board. After season 1, everybody's saying, I'm 40. I say, oh, you're 40. So we've been able to make women celebrate their age. So if you're 40, 50, and you're looking beautiful, plus for you, that you're 40, 50, and you're looking younger than to deny your age. So there are some women that life, marriage, religion didn't allow them to fulfill their career choice. So this is the reason why 40 and Fabulous was better. So you can get up and start, no matter what the time is. Anybody that tells you that is late, tell the person that he or she is not the timekeeper. Only the timekeeper.
Strong words, strong words.
I'm running with this.
I mean, we're running with this.
So the timing, okay, you have morning, afternoon, and evening. So only the timekeeper knows.
On the time. The timekeeper knows where your time is. Nobody should pressure you into thinking that it's too late. Own your age, celebrate it. And we keep saying something. Age is nothing but a number. So we want the numbers to count, but I know that we don't want it to like this, but we want the numbers to count. We'll go on a break. Our guests here. The conversation is just getting started. Don't go away.
Sweet mother, I no go forget you, for the so far away you so far for me, yeah. Sweet mother, I no go forget you, for the so far away you so far for me, yeah. When I dey cry, yo, my mother go carry me. She go say, my pikin, waiting you to cry, yo. Stop. Stop, stop, make you no cry again. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. When I dey cry, oh, my mother go carry me. She go say, my pikin waiting you to cry. Yo, yo, stop, stop. Stop, stop. Stop, stop, make you no cry again. Oh, sweet mother, I no go forget you for the suffer where you suffer for me. Yeah, sweet mother, I no go forget you for the suffer where you suffer for me. Yeah, for the suffer where you suffer for me.
Is your mom watching?
I wish she's watching.
Is your mom watching?
No, unfortunately she's not. She's with her own mother at the
Oh,
moment.
is your wife watching?
My wife is watching.
Good one. That was such a powerful rendition. And it so happens that Dr. Adeni here works with women and their babies, supporting them to bring healthy babies to fruition so that they can be a pride to our nation. That's amazing. That song touched each of us to the bone, by the special grace of God. We understand a bit of what you're talking about. Our mothers understand more. Our grandmothers understand most, great and so like that. Okay, and we hope we can bring knowledge to our children. Amazing, Salako. So tell us about your foundation, Hassam. Yeah, I know you've been doing things with women from way back, but tell us how what you're doing is adding value to the kind of women Nigeria wants to mold now, who will own their age and know that they alone are the accurate timekeepers after God.
Thank you very much. You see, at Hassam Foundation, just like the name Hassam, we got that. It's an acronym for Healthy and Safe Motherhood Foundation. And for what the name stands for is health and the safety, because safety is a very big word for women. We have this motto, unleashing potentials and creating futures. We believe that every woman, there is a capacity, there is a potential, there is an untapped innate strength inside of you that makes you who you are, that makes you specific, that makes you special. Because even looking at the way you were created, nobody has the same fingerprints like you on the face of the earth. Your pupil, the pupils of your eyes is so intricately arranged that yours is just like that. Even your twin does not have the same pupil arranged. Those are scientific facts. And this also transcends to what is inside of you. We focus on the marginalized women, the one who are facing marginalization, the women with a lower society class, the disabled, the children, not just women now. We begin from the girls because we know that the girls will also grow up to become women. But we focus on both the girls and the women at par. We look at, recently when we carried out one of our outreaches during the 16 days of sexual and gender-based violence, one of the cases that stood out was the case of early child marriage. This is a case that is very much with us. Even as far as relatively advanced as our country may have gone, we still have cases of early child marriage. This pretty beautiful young lady was, in fact, she was in tears. We identified her. There was an outreach that was carried out with the Mandate Secretary of Women Affairs. We had that partnership because we were partnering with them as the Honorable Dr. Adidare Benjamin's Lady.
Yeah.
And then she looked at her, yes. And then she was crying, she was in tears. Thankfully, we took her out. She's now in a shelter and she's on Assam Foundation scholarship. So these are cases, one of the cases. We also have ambassadors. We have other children that we also have placed on scholarship. That's at the girls' level. And now at the women's level, we empower them financially. We set them up. Because when a woman is in a bad and abusive marriage, most of the times she cannot come out because she's like, what will my children eat? Who is going to take care of me? When you go to your family members, they say, oh, we don't want you here. Because this is the African and Nigerian reality. You're married, you're no longer a problem, just go back. The statistics shows that 1 in every 3 women will be faced with sexual and gender-based violence, will be harassed. And in every 10 minutes, we spent more than 10 minutes now, 1 woman is killed by somebody she loves. That somebody may be a husband, maybe a father, maybe a mother. In fact, there was a family member, they said they killed the woman because she said she was going to leave the marriage. We had that case. Yes, in Nigeria. We had that case.
This honor killing that used to be outside.
Yes. They killed her because she said she was going to leave the marriage, and she said, no, you're not going to bring shame. Instead of you bring shame, you're going to end. They killed her, her siblings, her own family, not even the husband. They killed the woman. We have different cases of sexual and gender-based violence, and we've happened to be the voice, the safe place, and that's where we got the word safe, because we want every woman to feel safe. When you come to Hazam Foundation, this is home, this is safety for you, this is where you run to, this is where we make you feel comfortable. And also maternal mortality. In Nigeria is the second or third highest, but in Africa we are the highest because we have the highest population of maternal mortality. Pregnancy should not be a death sentence. We've had situations of women. In fact, I'm sure that most of us will know at least one woman that has died because she tried giving birth and because she wasn't given access to quality health care. We have people that they have to go, they say, okay, if your husband does not give you permission, you cannot go to the hospital. Yes.
Sometimes you have to do a CS.
Yes.
And
they will say no. Will not sign. They say you will not sign. You should go and do it by faith. Now, I'm a Christian. I am also a medical practitioner. I am into medical science. I'm a medical scientist, proudly a medical scientist, anatomist, and reproductive anatomist, because we have to make people understand, see, medicine is not devilish. In fact, let me use that word. Your enemy, which is Satan, our common enemy in our religion that we practice, does not even want you to find a solution to your health problem. So for somebody to say you want to go to a cesarean section, it is a divine intervention from our Creator that said, okay, we know that some people may not be able to do this. Their strength, maybe because the foods we eat, you can't compare the things that we were doing in the olden days to how we live our lives now. The environment, everything is polluted. So people may have these things still in our bodies. So maternal mortality is a very strong intervention that we carried out. We're working also on it with the Ministry of Women Affairs, and we're looking at bringing it up federally to all the states in Nigeria on how we can escalate it, because these people, trust me, in Nigeria, at least 90% of Nigerians visit traditional medicine practitioners. There's none of us seated that has not tasted agbo. At least I'm sure that somehow, this local drug, some of us will say, okay, let me take green tea. It's a traditional medicine.
Yeah, it is.
Most of us, let me take local medicine. 80% of the world population meets with them. Now, when we talk about women trying to get pregnant, their mothers will come and meet them. Oh, this woman, she has been helping us. These are the people we call the traditional birth attendants. These people are people that they feel more comfortable with. Pregnant women feel comfortable with them. Why? Because in the medical spaces, the nurses are overwhelmed. They will meet you, they'll be, sit down. So there's a lot of, not just the nurses, the ratio of doctors to patients is a hazard. We have a great brain drain in Nigeria. So these are what we look at, bringing out interventions to make sure that we produce solutions and make women feel safe.
That's why you're bringing good news.
Yes. Yeah.
We hear more good news from CEO now.
Okay.
Good news.
That's good. Okay, so beautiful work you're doing there, and we just pray that more women will put their hands on the plow and not look back. And I want to quickly say that when they say, like in my faith, Hebrew woman, you want to give birth like a Hebrew woman. A friend of mine, Chidima, said, Hebrew woman is mother, child, alive.
Yes.
The method of birth does not matter. Once mother and child are alive, you've given birth like a Hebrew woman. Let's get that imbibed in our minds. Okay, so to the queen, I will say something. Like Nigerian women, we go through a lot. And you know what we said during the break, that sometimes it's still the Nigerian woman that is fighting the Nigerian woman. If they say there's a tradition where something happens, it's the women of that community that we carry out that tradition that is not favorable to women. How do we get to a point where we actually look out for one another? How do we get to a point where we know that we can all shine And my father told me when I was young, the sky is wide for all the birds to fly. So in our different fields and different corners, we can all shine. How do we get to a point where I'm not jealous of you, you're not a threat to me? You people came into the studio looking regal, and we stood up and Thelma and I were practically dancing for both of you. That's what we do. How can we get to that point where you're not a threat to me?
That's because of your mindset, I must say. In the House of 40 and Fabulous, we have a place we call Mother's Nest, where women tell their story the way it is. When a woman is 40 years plus, she's been to hell and back. So in Mother's Nest, you tell your story, or you've been married twice, some were raped, and they had their children or child out of rape, some different kind of stories. So a lot of women carry different baggages that I think some of them are still holding back, and that's one of the reasons why they are envious, jealous, hard on themselves, so to say. Because if you're a free spirit, have a different mindset that is positive, you love everything and everybody. Like when she walked in, you know she's beautiful. And if you have a beautiful mindset, you see the beauty. Yes. But if something is blocking that, your creative mind, so to say, you will not see. You only see what you're looking for in people. If you're looking forward to see something nice, definitely there's something nice when you look.
Well, can I ask you a question?
You know, so I'm coming. Let me answer that question. So I went to somewhere day before yesterday for a meeting. I was called, you're chosen to do ABC. I'm like, oh, wow, that's nice. I walked into that room, of course, with my head up high. Yeah. And the men, they were coming to say, hello, oh, 40 and Fabulous, how are you? And I saw one big colleague of mine. I was like, wow, she's here. I went to, bow down so she can pat my back, or however it said, as a senior colleague, and she didn't mind me. She didn't even say anything to me. Her face alone, I was shaking.
Wow.
In her mind, I'm hearing, why are you here? Who are you?
How dare you?
How dare you?
I am.
Exactly.
I should be the only queen.
So I was, and I told myself, okay, this is her problem and not mine.
Yeah,
I still love you, ma'am. I greeted her, and then I went ahead to chat with the people. So we compete instead of collaboration.
This is the third time
so
we've said that thing this morning.
I want women to know that let's use the power within our reach to build an enviable circle, family, whatever you call it. Because at the end of the day, if Eve is actually the person that gave the apple, everything is going to come back to woman.
We're going full circle.
So woman is going to be the settlement place at the end of the day. Okay. At the end of the chaos. You can agree with me that this is the most crucial period in the history of the world. And women sit down thinking that it's going to be all right someday until we stand up.
And make a change.
And make a change.
I want to ask you something. You were talking about women are able to share their stories. I know that sharing your story is the beginning of...
Yeah.
It eases the mind. Yeah. But I want to ask you again, what other work can be done?
Exactly.
Because healing, when you don't heal, those beautiful things inherent in us don't fully come out.
After the Mother's Nest, you share the story, we'll take you to the healing room. We'll have a healing room where we invite, I'm glad I'm meeting you and you and you. So we invite these special people, life coaches and therapists to come in, depending on the kind of story you share. If it's family, marriage, societal, whatever, we know whether it's you that we're going to call. So in that room, you're there, we pamper you like a fattening room, we'll bring you roses and food and stuff, and then the coach will come to you to give you the healing. So in that room, you make your vision board and take a new leaf and start afresh. Okay. Yes, thank you.
Amazing stuff here. We continue to hear more, because I was going to go to, why is it that when a man decides to play to women, if you know what I mean, the two women will fight, not even talking to the man who came to you and came to me. And then we are disgracing ourselves, and the young man or the man is talking to the third woman. Before we go into all that, we'll go to NTA Ibadan, and our focus will be on why mothers are important.
The passing down of traditional cuisine and cooking techniques from one generation of women to another is a powerful way of preserving cultural heritage, fostering emotional connections and empowering women. The role of grandmothers in preserving and passing down food traditions cannot be overemphasized.
The uniqueness of my food, or of my soup, is that my pepper, I use to grind it with grindstone because it has a certain taste. So, and also, locust beans is very important in a soup. Any kind of soup is very important because it has a different taste. My grandchildren likes to come here during the holidays because of the soup.
We prepare our okra soup known as ila alasekpo using fresh ingredients. Locust beans called iru add a rich savory flavor that enhances its taste. The soup is traditionally cooked in a local clay pot known as isasun over a firewood stove. This cherished recipe has been passed down to us by our grandmothers. Okra soup is a special local delicacy, and as the saying goes, good food makes a peaceful home, a wisdom that has ensured its preservation across generations.
Findings have shown that most ladies learned their cooking prowess from their grandmothers.
We youths, we normally go to the supermarket to get some of our things, but she makes sure I got all my things from market.
A major soup recipe handed down from one generation to another is ila alasekpo, which is common in southwest Nigeria and made from okra vegetables.
I learned this from my grandmother because whenever she has no money, with a little money that she had then, she will cook the soup. And you see, the soup is major one in Yoruba land. La Lasiko is very, very important. We cannot rule it out of our food. It can be eaten with amala, eba, eko, and other swallows.
She wants you to learn, which means when you learn, you will be able to teach your own children because she likes our grandchildren. So I'm very, very happy to be with her in the kitchen. That is my grandma's pot.
What then is the significance of traditional cooking and passed down recipes?
To use grinding stone, the taste will be quite different with the person that use blender.
My mother passed this recipe down to me, and I will make sure I pass it down to my children. Locust beans is what makes my food special.
Indeed, there is something special about Grandma's pots.
Grandma's special pot. That's the package we got from Ibadan in Oyo State. You know, when we had Madam Bao back here some weeks back, I was asking her, you need to start putting your recipes, journaling them, putting a compendium. Because those special recipes our great-grandmothers had, they have watered down over time. So it's so nourishing to see what Grandma is doing for Ibadan. And our grandmothers, the whole nation, we all have their special recipes. When we can't find ingredients, we'll go and put another one inside. We're diluting those ingredients. I'm talking about our grandmothers. You know, times past, women, argument, real imagined, it doesn't last beyond 1 hour, 2 hours. Good feelings have come again. She will come and bring vegetable to you. She will hit you. I can remember my grandmother and her sister. She will just go, see. Is that different? But then she pulls her or whatever. Everything is settled. Now we have real and imagined issues. Women will frown face from January to December. So my smile at you is not even genuine. How did we get from our great-grandmother's time to where we are now? You were on the healing process. Continue from there. Then you work on the inside, but you are living on the outside. Come from the inside, come to the outside. How do modern-day women marry sophistication, success, achievement, with what is most important, that sisterhoodness, that has traversed generations and enriching women up till today. We will not be here today if our great-grandmothers did not nurture their inside to the outside. They were healthy in and out. We too must develop a healthy out. How do we do it? We've heard very nice ideas from her. You are sitting with women where you are, telling them how to stay healthy in. Yes. How are you nurturing them to stay healthy out?
Thank you very much. I think, you see, when there was this, you have to love people the way you love yourself. So you have to start by showing your own self-love. It has to come from inside. It's not something that you try to, you can't give what you don't have. I feel that women have gotten, maybe because of the lot of demands that is now placed on them, you want to give yourself to this, you want to give yourself to your child, you want to give yourself to the family, you want to give yourself to your work, your business, and you're not taking out enough time to nurture yourself and really listen to your body, take out time to rest sometimes, because when you're overwhelmed, it's a natural stress response that you just become cranky. You become cranky unnecessarily. You're not taking care of yourself, number one. Number two, how do you see yourself? How do you see people? How do you see humans? Are they just to be used? Are they just to be loved? What's your perception? Sometimes we see that the generation has transcended from loving things and then using people. No. People are to be loved, and
please explain that again.
Loving things and using people. Okay. It's not supposed to be. You're not supposed to love people. You're not supposed to love things. You're supposed to love people and use things because we can't do without them. We can't do without people. You have a business. You want your business to scale up. You need people. Yes, people will step on your toes. If you do not want your toes to step upon, you do not have to even come into this world. You have to stay in your room. But we have to develop what we call emotional intelligence. We have to develop this strength that comes from within, so that you will not easily get picked at every. I know it's not easy. It's not easy, but. And at the same time, you have to look at, okay, what is it that is inside of me? What is it that makes this person so special? Even whenever we look at people, let's allow the first impression, not just having we should leave our own mindset behind and let's believe the best of them. Okay, so there's something good about this person.
We can find it.
So find that good thing and then make use of it. Do not condemn them as if, oh, this one, I'm going to write this one off. You do not have it's not your right to write somebody off. But find something good inside that person. Appreciate it. When you focus on the good in them, it will increase because what we focus on that will be magnified. So this is what has been helping I believe has been helping our great-grandmothers in the past. They have this adage, when you spank a child with one hand, you bring him back. They believe that you can't just cut off tears. You can't just burn bridges. You have to maintain a relationship, except it's not getting so toxic. But before that, make sure we've exhausted every avenue to find the good in that person, and then do not write anybody off. Do not write anybody off. There is a good inside someone that you've not seen, and you find it out and you see it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to add that we all need healing in our lives at every point in time. That woman who is very jealous, or who's got that jealous spirit, who is envious and more, check the background. There's something from where she's coming from. Most times, she doesn't have love from home. Sometimes it could be different reasons. So I think we all need to get healing, So when you have those women or the children, please speak to them. Let them speak out, so they can drop whatever baggage that is there down, go back to that self-love so they can give back. And so when you're clean inside out, then you can give. Like you rightly said, you cannot give what you don't have. So I'm saying that women, especially when you don't have a purpose, as a human being, she's a presenter, you are a doctor, I am a mom. Find something, that you're passionate about. Wow. When you have a career choice. Some women, like I said, don't have career choice, even at 50, 40. Their husband will open up this cup business. They will dump it for this one. After 1 year, the shop is changing. When you actually have a career choice, a purpose, and you're working on it, 24 hours won't be enough. You won't even have space for the hate. Like me, before I know it is morning, I'll be asking these people, so it's morning and I didn't finish yesterday. So when women want more, when you want to rediscover who you are, the purpose, why you're here, you will have less time for your husband, even children. You'll be begging people, honey, I won't do a lot of this because I'm doing this. Children, please, I need, who is taking care? Camera to check my kids. Because you're too busy. But when you don't have a career choice, you're not even helping the man you're with. You're not helping your family. You're not helping yourself. You'll be bitter with yourself. When you see someone that is doing okay, because you're frustrated, you carry your frustration to people. But when you discover what you love and you do it, the fact that you're doing what you love, the fact that you want to take it to another level will keep you busy. And bitterness will reduce. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I think it's time for us as women to do an emotional audit of who we are. Just sit down and do an audit. Why am I the way I am? Why am I cranky? Why do I think that the next woman is my problem? Why do I see, once I step into any room, any woman who is better dressed than me automatically becomes my enemy? If you ask yourself these questions, or why I see one woman smile, when I see another woman smile, I get jealous and bitter. These are questions you need to sit with yourself, ask yourself, and do an emotional audit and find purpose. Maybe you might become as happy as we are here. Okay, I'm going to go to Salakor. Now, women. I know you have a wife and there's a mother. So what are these peculiarities about these women you love? What's special about them? What stands out us as Nigerian women? Tell us about that.
Well, I've been surrounded by women all my life. And I was telling someone yesterday that major advancements in my career were actually facilitated by women.
Wow.
All my life long, man. I have two girls. And yeah, so in my house, I feel like I'm the only guy in the house.
He for she.
I have two girls, my wife, my mom. So I feel like I'm surrounded by women, and they've been taking care of me all my life. And it's a privilege. It's a privilege, actually. And I see that growing up, I grew up with a single mother. Okay, my dad passed when I was 6. So I was raised by my mom, and I saw the way she went out of her way to make sure that our 3 boys were strong. Our 3 boys did well in life.
Mommy, we love you already.
So I can actually relate to when I say sweet mother, I'm thinking it from a place a place of understanding. Yeah. And I see this in a lot of women. They go out of their way to make sure that they keep their home, they keep their children. And if you say society failing, check it out. Maybe there's no mother. There's something shaking there. You know, yes. So I feel like Nigerian women are strong. They are resilient. Nigerian women, and they are beautiful.
Oh yes, we are beautiful.
Yay! I've had the privilege to travel to perform, and I come home and say, Nigerian women we're actually beautiful. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. We're actually beautiful. So we have
do as a song. Do as a song. You can
celebrate all those women.
Wait, hold on. So we have this song in the Afro Collective. That's my band. We have this song about the story of the man that has 3 girls. No, 6 girls. And you don't want to train these girls. You don't send them to school. You know that thing that because I didn't have a boy child. I'm just going to ignore these girls. So we wrote a song, a story about that, and you are going to say, oh wow.
Okay.
That's
wow.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
Great. So let me do it.
Okay.
Wow. Ṣalágídí ń bẹ l'Abuja. Ọlọ́mọbìnrin mẹ́fà sílé. Ọmọ òkọ́ṣẹ́ ọmọ òkàwé. Ẹ bá mi wí fún ìgbẹ̀yìn yálé. Ṣalágídí ń bẹ ní ọlọ́mọbìnrin mẹ́fà sílé. Ọmọ òkọ́ṣẹ́ ọmọ òkàwé. Ẹ bá mi wí fún ìgbẹ̀yìn yálé. Now you have the Afro jazz experience. A story of the man that has 6 girls rather, and you're not training your girls, you're not sending them to school. We are telling you that at the end you will suffer for it. That's just the message, man. You're going to suffer for it at the end of the day.
Thank you so much.
Amazing.
You know, you got us there. I never saw where he was going. I never saw where he was going.
That was a serious.
You know what to wait for? Bring down your voice. We're getting to the climax. Big ups to you. I'm seeing the beautiful, amazing Nigerian woman in you.
Yeah.
Man, they did a fantastic job.
Well done,
okay, we have these mini docs that enrich our conversation along with our amazing guests and your messages. And guess where we're going now? NTA knowledge. Okay. Full of knowledge, Abby. The focus now is on this. Let's reduce our voice, patience. Poor Down syndrome.
Poor Down syndrome.
Pull her down. Pull her down. She's not meant to be there. Who is she? Who does she know? What does she wear? Don't pull her down again. NTA knowledge has captured it and more. Let's see what they have.
In challenging certain traditions and patriarchal norms, we often identify more with the narratives of women being marginalized.
Before she is a woman, she's first and foremost a human being. So her human rights are there. So she's a human being before we know whether you're a boy or a girl. So I think definitely it's not a good syndrome. It's not something we should encourage, and we should go out of our way to change those social norms.
You do not know that when you give space to a woman, you're giving space to a community, you're giving space to a family, you're giving space to a nation. Because like I always say, a woman does not represent only herself. She represents everybody who is behind her. There's a community that is behind every woman, regardless of where she's from and regardless of what she does. So just understanding those concepts that are really underneath, we begin to have a broader view of how we should support ourselves as women.
Older women who definitely have gone through this, who definitely can mentor these young girls who are coming up, for them to also be able to, will I say, get to understand who they are, and definitely allow the society to define them or the limits they can go. Then when you see that happen, I tell you, whether in the workplace, you see more women, you see more of this young generation we are seeing right now really coming out and doing good things, great things for our nation, that before we know what is happening, the 50% of the left behind before definitely will be contributing to the growth of the society.
How else do I want to say it? We need opportunity. I mean, if you look at the population of this country already, we are, what, 50%, almost 50%? If you don't give women opportunities, you're not giving half of the population opportunities. That already is a major problem. I think it's extremely important that as we're going forward and setting initiatives, we're going forward and setting opportunities, we must put a gender lens into what we're doing and get to the point where we begin to mainstream women into whatever it is that we're doing.
Knowing that women are more vulnerable, considering the various factors ranging from socio-political to economic factor, how can women have more opportunities to thrive?
I understand what it means to be pulled down. I understand what it means to be in a situation where it doesn't really serve me. So instead of using that as a way to pull people down, I've used it as really a stepping stone and a bridge to support women. One of the things that I've come to realize is entrepreneurship is a tool we can use to get to equality faster. And so for the last couple of years, I've really just dedicated my life to serving women through entrepreneurship, using that as a tool for women's economic empowerment. I believe very strongly that if you put money in the hands of women, they can do things better for themselves and for their families. And so really the work that I've done has really been been around, capacity building for women, has really been around financial inclusion for women, ensuring that they're able to get financing for their businesses, Also, I've run an NGO called Wevo Foundation for the last 5 years, which is really dedicated to supporting single mothers, because those are women in the society that society really doesn't cater for.
But I tell you that the main custodians of customs and traditions, social norms, are men. So if you're able to reach them, to make them understand the benefits of actually empowering a woman, we want our men to live longer. We don't want to see it as it becomes a norm. They tell you, oh, the man dies before his wife. To see that when you bring a man and you're able to let him understand the benefit he will get, getting his wife empowered, knowing fully well that even if he's a billionaire, if he dies today and that woman is not empowered enough to take care of the family, then I can imagine how he will feel.
Obviously, in the progression of human civilization, the protracting hurdles and success of women in measuring up to balance the status quo remain unquantifiable.
Don't let society, don't let social norms, don't let gender stereotypes ever make you believe not to believe in yourself. Because I tell you, Nigeria will go nowhere. Even the world will not go anywhere without we actually maximizing the potentials of women.
Stay resilient, keep doing, be you, and collaborate. Happy International Women's Day 2025.
The word collaboration have been mentioned on this show over and over again. Let's not compete. Instead of pull her down syndrome, pull her up syndrome should be what we should practice as women. Now, I know the society is evolving, but there's one peculiarity our mothers used to have that I miss, kind of, because I'm now a mother. When their eyes used to talk, you go out with your mother, they say, come and eat. And she'll be smiling at the person who's asking you to eat. And she looks at you. See, and nobody will tell you that hunger will disappear. When you are misbehaving, there's the way your mother will look at you, like, hey, I don't die for house today. This is why I do.
But you know something now, Patience. But it's not give your children that eye now.
That's what they want
you. Pretend. Even if you told them at home, they'll pretend you understand.
Mommy, why do you like that? You know, we need to get that back. That thing was a gift. It was generous. You didn't have to talk to your children in public. Yeah. The way you look at them, we know that how it could be.
Even now, my mom speaks. Mom is a very quiet person.
Because she
speaks with her silence.
Yes.
Anywhere you go with her, if you look, she's 70-something, she will just... You get the message. When you tell your child now, you use your shoulder, use your hand, use your leg.
Mommy, what's wrong with you?
Mommy, what's wrong with you?
I don't know how we
got here. We need to get that back. No, we need to get that thing back. I love it.
I'm learning from you. Please do it. I'll come and take lessons. Okay, our guests are loving the show. Okay. They say, what an amazing, amazing show. Someone here says, yesterday I was like, this is too much. Today I'm like, again, back to back. Weekend deal, thank you. Okay, thank you, Ellie Chris. And he says, Happy International Women's Day to all the amazing women in the studio.
Thank you.
And thank you, our men who they greet them.
Without you.
Yes,
Okay, Chike from Warri says, women are a unique and invaluable gift to humanity, bringing love, peace, and serenity to our lives. The selfless and unconditional love of mothers is unparalleled and undeniable. So let's continue to celebrate women. Women celebrate women. Women celebrate in Nigeria and in the world.
Yeah.
So women acknowledge each other, appreciate each other, appreciate their excellence. Chike, you finished the matter. Don't worry, we're on course. Thank you, Chike from Warri in Delta. Let me just take one more. Says, good morning, Weekend Deal presenters. We love your, we love your energy. We love the fact you are putting in so much good energy into hard work. He said, I pray for you. I pray for your guests. He said, may Almighty Allah guide and protect you all.
Amen.
Amen. Is it Ghetto? From Bauchi State.
God bless you,
Thank
sir.
you so much. Someone says 40 and fabulous. I love you.
I love you.
But tell us your name. He said my wife will be 40 in March.
She's welcome.
Good one. So tell us your name and all of that, so we'll see how you can link you up. Someone says happy Sunday. What is Sunday with a difference? It said, I'm Mrs. Dinah Kefas. I listen to you all the time, but I love today especially, I feel that women are being celebrated. This indeed is a Sunday with a difference. And thank you all for all the encouragement and the great work all the women in Nigeria, just like you, are doing for us. And say thanks and do have a good day.
Mrs. Kefas, we love you too. We love you. We love
too.
all of you. Now, let's just say a word before we go on. Say something to all that. Talk to Nigerian women. Just a word.
Yes.
Especially that you'll soon leave us.
Okay. Thank you. I would like to say to every Nigerian woman out there, because there's something about Nigeria, the most populous country in Africa, over 250 million people, having the opportunity to grow up in this kind of environment speaks of one thing: resilience. You don't get to every country and see 250 million plus population. It takes resilience to grow up in this kind of society.
Yeah.
It's a society, you were born here, you were made here for a purpose. This is your land. This is your first land of authorship. Own it. Own your nature. Don't try to be like other people. You are Nigerian and you are tenacious. There's tenacity in the Nigerian blood. Own it. There is nothing, the land is green, it's a blessed land.
It is
Look
green.
for your niche and own your niche. This is your land. This is the only land where you get to stay in. And then nobody can tell you to leave. This is your father's land.
Yes.
Wow. It's not like when you have to, yes, if you want to jackpot, it's good. But make sure that you have a reason to do that. If every one of us go, what are we going to, who is going to build this place for us?
Thank you
Don't give
so
up
much.
on who
Thank
you are.
Let's put
Believe in that potential
Let's give
and
it up
let
for
it
our
become a
DR,
reality.
man, our doctor. But we love you.
you.
She's leaving us soon, but as she's gone, we'll take her views from the streets. Thank you for coming. We love
Christy.
you.
Christy.
Christy.
For having me.
Just from the
did it.
streets, yeah.
It's been an honor to have you in our midst.
It's
my pleasure. Are you sure
My mom taught me to be a home builder by knowing how to manage finance. I started saving money way back in primary school, if I'm not mistaken. My mom taught me when she give me money, she will ask me after some days, the money I gave you, where is the change? If I tell her this is the change, she will say, please keep the change. When next I ask you, you give me. So I got used to saving money from what my mom taught me. And my mom taught me how to cook. I'm a very good cook. And today, I have daughters, 3 of them. They cook very well. Even my son cooks very well.
She taught me on honesty, that whatever it is not my own, I should never take it. And whatever it is wrong, I shouldn't do it. And I should learn to be very prayerful. She taught me how to keep a house very clean, very neat, and very habitable.
She taught me how to pray, which I always pray with my children, and prayer is key, which has also helped me to be where I am today. And I'm glad I'm prayerful because my children are also prayerful, which have really helped build our lives.
She made me to understand that in the journey of life, I don't have to determine my pace with other people's pace. And this same value is what I am also imbibing into my children.
She taught us a lot of, to make a lot of dishes, both Ijebu dishes, Ikokore and Co, and Ilorin dish, Amala, Gbegiri, and Iwedu. She was a very friendly woman. She was our friend. And the same thing that she imbibed into us, I also pass it to my daughter. And she is also married. She's a very disciplined mother, very good mother to her children too.
Her encouragement over the years has helped each one of us to get to where we are today in life. Even when we go wrong, she's always there to kind of correct us, but then show us that this is the way we should go, and she does it in a nice way, which makes it easy for her to obey her. And she's someone who has a forgiving heart. One of her values, forgiveness. She is quick to forgive and quick to ask others for forgiveness. And that is why even though we offend her, we go time and time again, she forgives us and she embraces us and tells us not to do that again. That doesn't mean we don't get the discipline we deserve. And so because of that, I've also learned to be firm with my children and also to show them the right path to go.